So if you were Dallas this morning, I'd be like, Dez, I love you. I made you a millionaire. I'm out of here. What do you do with him now? He's really expensive.
Yeah, you know, look, I think, and we've kind of seen this road, right? And kind of listening to what you're saying and just listening to a bunch of other people, I always kind of do the opposite, right? Because what I believe, you know, Dez has never kind of realized it to this point was they've always been waiting for the next leader to emerge. Like Dallas has been waiting for it. Like, who's that next guy? You know, if you go all the way back to the 94, 95, you know, Troy Aikman, Moose, Michael Irvin, all these guys, you had personalities.
But those guys were leaders.
This is where I'm going with that. This is exactly, he said that. But every one of those guys was their leader in their own way. There's no, when last 5-10 years, right? When the last time we had a leader on the Dallas Cowboys? Like that you say, he's going to rally the team, he's going to pull the team together, and this is the way it's going.
I think Sean Lee defensively.
Really?
You think Dez can lead?
No, I'm telling you, he never made the transition to lead.
Okay.
Right? Because some people just come into the game and they play their position. And they do their thing.
That's 98% of the league.
That's 98% of the league. Right? It takes a very unselfish person to become that leader.
And I want to segue from that into Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
This has been my theory, is that I was never a Johnny Manziel guy. And I said this, and I said, it's just his DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny's talented, but he's running back cocky, wide receiver glib. I believe when I look at a quarterback, when I first met Russell Wilson, I can remember sitting with a producer saying, that's going to be Seattle's greatest player ever.
Yeah.
It wasn't because he was short. I was taller than Russell. And I'm like, dude's 23, going on 40.
Yeah.
Like, I don't buy Johnny Manziel because, Ray, you've played with 1,000 guys. Quarterbacks are different. I don't think Johnny's mature enough to be last week he said, you know, Cleveland should have been smarter. They were stupid for drafting me. They should have known. And I think, you're blaming Cleveland? I mean, you played with guys who were great but not mature enough, didn't you?
Yeah, man. Listen, look, I'm going to tell you something, you know, and I'll wait till we probably get to the next one, but you watch these guys come in and out of the league, and a lot of these guys are sold that their talent will get them through anything. That's what they believe.
Did in high school.
It did in college. So guess what? It has to work in the National Football League.
Has in high school and college.
Absolutely. So it works. But the difference is high school wasn't paying you, college wasn't paying you.
Not supposed to be.
Not supposed to be. I won't go there. But when you get into the league, it's a business. And listen, the first time, no disrespect, I don't have to meet someone to tell you if they're pro ready. I can tell you the way they carry themselves on the field the first time I see them to tell you if they're pro ready.
You could tell. Somebody told me that about Julio Jones of Atlanta.
100%.
They're like, you could go to his pro day
and know it.
You're like, oh, yeah, he's totally in.
100%.
Sam Darnold for USC.
Same thing.
I want to throw in the ring.
Yeah. It's because it's what you know you're stepping into, and realistically, you know that your talent probably isn't the best where you're going. And so you have to figure that out on what's my next niche. And a lot of these guys don't have niches.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel has no other niche than running around with a football. Seriously. Like there's no personality to him. And I've sat with him personally. And the moment I sat with him, he scared the heck out of me. But I was like, he's clueless.
He doesn't get it.
He really thinks his talent.
By the way, does Russell Wilson have the perfect body and the perfect arm? A big part of Russell Wilson's greatness is his brain
his mentality,
and his maturity.
Yep.
I mean, let's be honest. Phillip Rivers, he's throwing that thing sideways, but that guy's tougher than a $4 steak.
Absolutely.
I mean, he is tough, and he's screaming at guys. Quarterback's about more than your arm.
It is. It really is.
All right, let's go into this. So Kristine had this story earlier. This is very interesting. That Belichick came out, and he ripped Gronk in front of Patriot players this year for using Alex Guerrero. And let me ask you this. So I'm Belichick, and I got my training staff. And then Brady used his own guy, and it appears to be now Gronk wants to use his guy, and I'm sitting there as Belichick. I'm thinking, whoa, timeout. My locker room split. They don't trust my trainers. When you were in the league, Did you use Raven guys or Ray Lewis guys?
Both.
Now, how did it play with Brian Billick?
Both. Yeah, I mean, look, I think, like, I don't know the total context of it, and that's why I was trying to figure out the total context of it from him. But first of all, this is me. Get extra help, right? But Gronk should not be on Brady's program.
Why?
Because it's a totally different program.
Because
Brady ain't preparing to get hit. Brady is preparing to keep standing up.
So you think Gronk's getting thinner? He looks.
Man, you better listen. Look, take some of his workouts, right? Take a lot of what he does. I did it in my career. I took a piece of Shannon's. I took a piece of Rod Woodson's.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just took pieces of one of the earlier guys I took pieces of was Benny Thompson. So I would take pieces of it. But then when I started to get late in my career, I started taking, pieces of their portfolio now. Like what doctors you use outside of the regular doctors.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But you always respected the Ravens doctors.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because this is what Kristine and I talked about. If Brady and Gronk go to Guerrero, does Belichick have a little mini civil war in his hands?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call it a civil war. I would just say that there's way more guys than you think go outside of their facility to seek help, like for doctors, because there's totally different docs, right? And we don't have to get all into it, but it's total docs that see your body from a totally different angle.
Okay.
Right? Most locker rooms, most doctors in the locker room see you for one reason: get you back on the field.
Okay.
That's it. No disrespect.
They don't care about career extension.
Absolutely. Nah.
They want you on the field.
They want you on the field. How quickly can I make that happen? And that's what their job is. And that's why you see, Brady's and way before Brady, there's so many guys that have their own programs, even off-season programs.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, I take you to a food program. I stopped eating like at the facility for years.
You stopped eating there?
Yeah, because I would bring my own stuff.
That is so funny.
It was certain
you brought
ways,
your own lunch to work.
There were certain ways I had to
Was
eat.
it in a brown paper bag?
Yeah, like how'd you bring it in? Right?
You know what? No, it wasn't. It was in like nice plastic containers.
You brought your fish.
Yeah. I had chefs most of the time, so I would come.
You were serious.
I was very serious. I was very serious about the body. Yeah.
Okay, final question.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham was on the market. Nobody offered. L.A. Rams. I was told the Rams vetted him. Didn't love what they hear.
Yeah.
If you could sit down for 10 minutes with Odell Beckham, what would you tell him?
Where there's no God, there's chaos. Odell has removed God from his life. This is a kid that grew up under the covenant of who God really is. And everything that he's doing, he's crying out for help. We have a lot of people reporting about him. It's always been the duty of elders to go back to help them. So that's why I raised my hand. And I told him, I'm here, whatever you need.
What do you say?
Well, it's not what he said. It was the commitment he started to make. So we started to make those phone calls. We started to have conversation. And then I started to see he started to distance himself a little more, and a little more. And the moment, just listen to me, Colin. I don't care about religion. I'm talking about a foundation.
Right.
When your foundation is disturbed, when everything you're doing is the opposite of what's got you to this place,
yes,
then you're making your own bed hard.
In Baton Rouge, it was football.
It's simple. It's simple.
His life is less football today.
It's less football. Guess why? I tell people this all the time. I just spoke at this church a couple of days ago. You show me your crowd, I will show you your future.
Yeah.
Man, Justin Timberlake ain't never played no football. I love Justin. Right. But Justin ain't getting out there on that ground like that.
Yeah.
These guys he hanging out with, they're in studios all night. They don't have to get up. They don't have a time clock. They don't have no discipline when it comes to athleticism.
Right. It's a different discipline.
It's a totally different discipline.
Yeah.
And when you see this, what Odell is doing to himself.
Yeah.
I'm first of all, I'm not just gonna call him out. I'm gonna call him. See, a lot of people calling him out, disappointed. No. What I'm disappointed in is we had an agreement as men. And the difference of me and everybody else, I don't need nothing or want nothing from you. But when you tell me you want me in your life to help you, when you tell me that we will be accountable with reading our Bibles and sharing scriptures.
And it just didn't work.
And it don't happen.
Yeah.
Then you wonder why things around you starts to happen.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.